Good afternoon. Appreciate you being here. Commissioner Panetti, thank you for that wonderful introduction. And he did call me, and between about probably 1,000 recruiting calls, I was on some road headed to my next stop, but I was greatly appreciated. But my only second event here. At this point, we had head coaches meetings in spring in Florida, and of course the last 2 days here, man, first class. I've heard that from multiple coaches. I've experienced it firsthand. And Jamie Hickson's been great with my questions up to this point. But Tim, your message this morning, wow. I mean, powerful. The student-athlete piece, his makeup from Rutgers, vision, leadership, passion, energy, really overwhelming. And I was sitting right there. Told him last night I would be here in the Queen City supporting him, and I've got my pin on. I'm damn proud to wear it. But I'm looking forward to working with you, Tim, in coming years. Thank you for that. I want to thank Chancellor Gaber, Director Hill, who's somewhere here in the room, for the opportunity for Brooke and I to lead Charlotte football. Wow. It became very clear to me early on in this vetting process, the opportunity. And for Brooke and I, it's a two-person job. My bride of however many years is sitting back here in the back. Thanks for coming, honey. It's a two-person job, like I said, but very humbling to, again, have the opportunity to be ambassadors to UNC Charlotte and its leadership. Also to the Queen City. Thank you for hosting the event. How excited are we to be here in about 3.5 weeks, right down the street at Bank of America at the Duke's Mayo Kickoff Classic versus an in-state school. 90,000 alumni here in the Queen City. We're 15 minutes up the road, kicking off a $60 million expansion on our stadium with a 3,000 square foot kitchen that will be cutting edge in this league to feed our athletes. It's an exciting time, and we are humbled to lead it. So thank you for that opportunity. I want to recognize two student athletes that are here with me today. J.Q. Conley, Johnny King, both are from North Carolina. And really, I could not be prouder of those two men, along with many, many others that have stayed. We all know what the turnover with college athletics and what that entails and how important those pieces are. And I'm just so thankful that those guys are here. It is us together. On JQ, he highly recruited athlete out of high school here in the state, as I said. Attended North Carolina, had a tough injury, had to battle through. He's told me that story and what he went through. Transferred to Charlotte, started the last 6 games, just a ball hawk. We're a 3-safety system. He can play all 3 positions, and we're looking for him to have a great season. Johnny King, again, from North Carolina, has been UNC Charlotte his entire time, 6 years. He's been there. He's on his 3rd head coach and his ninth offensive line coach. And he chose to stay. Wow. What a very impressive young man. 2-time state champion wrestler. He started every game, I think, last year. He could play any position for us up front. And those two guys have been remarkable with leading the group, with 56 or 57 new players that we brought in, 27 at mid-year, 27 at mid-year, and another 27 after spring practice, or 28. And I'm very proud of him. We got many others. So with that, I will open it up for questions.
Thank you, Coach. We'll take questions. Please raise your hands high. We'll have microphones to you. We see mainly on the right side. We'll start in the second row with Justin and then make our way to those 2 rows.
Hey, Coach. Justin Jones from CarolinaGridiron.com.
JJ, is that right?
Yes.
JJ, I met you earlier this year.
Yeah, and we talked earlier about how your philosophy, you're almost like a father figure, and you are building players up as men with character that kind of fuels the team. And you mentioned so many new players on the roster. How are you able to kind of implement this deep personal development approach with that many new players who might be I guess we're accustomed to a transactional form of college football?
That's a great question, JJ. It's you fight it. Yeah, I say fight. It's an everyday thing. It can't be a slogan or a T-shirt or something on the wall. It's got to be an action. And yes, we are big on the relationship piece. And what I mean by that is we've got a coaching and support staff that pours everything they got into the hearts of these young men. You said the word transactional, I believe, right? I mean, everybody knows. Every day you pick up your phone, look on ESPN, there's a transactional money thing, equity thing. It's part of it. It's just where we are, all right? And you got to have a plan for it, and you have to talk about it. But I'll tell you right now, our staff we're going to spend our time more time than on the heart equity piece of that. And how do you do that? Just an example. Probably 3 weeks ago, by position. I'll say receivers. I'll pick on the receivers. We start with coach, grad assistant, assistant coach, student assistant, senior to freshman. And we get up in the front of the room. And obviously, by position group, that's where they spend their time as you go through this process early on, right? Receivers are meeting. So they kind of got a vibe about themselves already. They're more comfortable, all right? Especially when you bring in new faces. And starting from the top, as I did it in front of the whole team, we give our 5 H's. And what that is you stand up and you say, okay, here's my history. Here's a heartache that I've went through. Here's a highlight I've experienced. Here's my hero. And mine's my big brother. All right. And what's your hope? And you don't play the game at a high level because you don't like your opponent. You do it because of the guy behind you and the guy next to you. And how do you develop that relationship? And when you're peeling that onion back, it is deep and very, very empowering. Is it important? Oh yeah, because you're getting to know their why. Right? And so when it's late in the game, it's fourth quarter, and they're not looking over at the sideline. What do I do, coach? They're looking at each other. And, I've seen it, experienced it. It's powerful. And I'm glad that you asked that question.
Thanks, Coach. We'll stay third row, league winners, and then we'll go to Richard Walker after that.
Hey, Coach. Thomas Christopher of the league winners. How are you doing today?
Just fine, sir. Thank you for asking.
Yes, sir. You're taking over a program that was bottom 5 in the conference on both offense and defense. How do you go about changing not just the culture of the program, but the success rate on both sides of the ball moving forward?
Yeah, a very good question. I think I said what is the most important, probably the culture piece of that. But I stood in front of the team prior to our first day in spring practice and had, 2, maybe 3 PowerPoints. And I just pulled out what you just said, data, all right? And the first piece of data I had up there was turnover margin. And when Charlotte football is +1, they're 12-5. And when they're 0 or -1, it's 47-6, something like that. All right? And talked about ball protection, and we want to end every series with a kick. Extra point would be great. We'll take a field goal every now and then. And then, okay, we'll have to punt here. But we're ending it with a kick, right? And the second slide was penalties. I think Kyle, our outgoing SID, unfortunately, had shared a stat with me here just last week. We were the most penalized team they've ever had. Now it's a small sample with 12 years of football. But as I stood in front of the team, I talked about, look, guys, if we don't fix turnover margin, and if we don't quit having penalties, it doesn't matter who your coach is. And my point was that, hey, look, I mean, that's 2 different conferences. That's 2 different coaching staffs, and now there I stand. We have got to fix this, or it doesn't matter, right? And out of that comes, hey, Charlotte cannot beat Charlotte. all right, to your, and so I think if we don't have the untimely penalties and we don't have the turnovers, that's going to give us our best chance not to be last in those categories that you said. That's where we're going to start. And that's Monday, today's Friday, and Monday I'm in front of the team again. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to show them the same 2 slides. I'm going to say the same damn thing because it's just the truth. And we got 30 new players, and they need to hear it. But we got to start there.
Third row, still on the right side, Richard Walker, then we'll go to Nick Carboni.
Coach Albin, obviously Ohio U has a fantastic tradition and history. Why Charlotte? What made this an attractive job to you?
That's an easy one. It came very clear to me early on in this vetting process that, as a coach, you're out recruiting, you hear, watch, you know the recruiting opportunities that are here, right? We have 18 guys committed right now. We still got to get them signed. 13 of the 18 kids that we have committed are within a tank of gas of campus. All right, it's unbelievable. All right, and so everybody knows those type of things. But back to your question, reading the room, the synergy between our chancellor, Director Hill, and what they want to get done. You could just see it reading the room, and their passion and how important it is for football to be successful. And then you combine, obviously, the Queen City. They're starving for a winner, and our job is to remove the word potential out from in front of this job. It's been there for some time now, and it has absolutely zero to do with salary. I can promise you that. Zero. I beat to a different metric when it comes to that. Fair is fair, and I just think there's great opportunity, and we're thankful to be here.
Still on the right side, Nick Carboni, and then we'll come over to the left with Hunter Bailey. Nick.
Coach, college football's obviously changed so much. Programs have general managers now. How are you and your staff divvying up those roles to try and build your roster? Yeah,
great question. Well, obviously, we have a plan. You don't have the turnover and get the results that we've done. We've helped ourselves. The portal's not all bad now. The portal is not all a bad thing. All right, and I can sit here and I'll talk for hours on it and this and this, and we have helped ourselves in the first window and the second. All right, and but on the GM question, to be honest with you, I want to see 2 things. I want to wait. I want to, read. I want to talk. For me to go to Director Hill and say, hey, give me a couple, $150,000 to go out and get a guy. All right, that's probably 2 players. I'm just gonna say it. Hey, my kids are out of the house. I'll burn the midnight oil because I'll be the GM. All right. The buck stops with me. So I know that this could change, but as of right now, that's money that right. We're building, and that's how I look at it. Now, get with me after the season and see if how bad my dark bags under my eyes and if I got any sleep and how it works out. But I don't want somebody else that, especially if I don't know him, picking the groceries. Bill Parcells, he's got some of the greatest one-liners on that as there are on the planet, right? I want to pick the groceries. All right, if I'm cooking the meal, I think that's one of his legendary ones, and so that's my thoughts on it.
Coach, move to your left, third row, Hunter Bailey, then we have another one in the row behind.
Hunter Bailey with the Charlotte Observer.
What's up, Hunter?
Coach, I've asked you a ton of football questions. It's not going to stop anytime soon, but I'll give you a non-football one. Saw that you have an 81 Trans Am, it's your high school car. Can you tell us about that?
You do your research, buddy. I'm going to be checking on some of those resources I've been reading, too. I want to know who those guys are. But no. But on your question, yes, I have my high school car. My mom and I split it in 1982, a black and gold Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am that I drove all through high school, all through college, grad school. It was beat up, rusted up, and I've come from a large family. My mom's the oldest of 11. Dad's the youngest of 5. Every family reunion, every aunt and uncle, I heard, I wish I would have kept my first car. All right. And it wasn't my first car, but it was my second one, But anyway, but it was beat up, and I finally got a job. Okay, I'm going to go get me a used car, trade it in. And they gave me a few bucks, and I said, no. Put it in my mom's horse barn for about 22 years, saved money, started it up, put it on a trailer, about 10 months on the engine, 14 months in the body. The T-tops have been out of it for 20 years. And so I still have it. I'm proud of it. I'm going to pass it to my kids. And when they put me down in the ground, my kids will probably drive it that day, unless it's raining, and then they will not. So that's my thoughts on that.
And the run row behind.
Emma Moon, Charlotte Observer. I was just wondering, right here, sorry.
Sorry, there we go. I got you.
Can you just describe what you've seen from Johnny King's leadership, being one of the longstanding veteran presences on the team?
Man, I tell you, I believe he was in accepting the job and getting in front of the team. I went to Las Vegas for Coach Solich's introduction to Hall of Fame. So and UNC Charlotte was starting finals on that Monday, and then when I got done with the Hall of Fame, they were already scattered, and so all my one-on-one conversations were on the phone and calling a parent. Mr. King lives drivable distance as he's in state. And I got back, and we had talked on the phone, and I said, I'm going to be back. I got back Thursday night. I'll be in the office Friday. Johnny was 9 o'clock in the morning. I think he'd done with the finals. I think he went home and drove back. And I knew of Johnny. I'd seen a little bit of film. I hadn't studied film, but I knew that we wanted to keep 52. All right, and 6, and 40. I can keep going. But Johnny's sitting there, and I could just tell, it was the most impressive hour conversation with a young man who had multiple power force offers. I don't know what the money was, but it had to have been a lot. And that young man, he loves UNC Charlotte. I get teary-eyed. His passion and what he's about, man of faith. Talked to his mom on the phone. Is one of the most powerful conversations I've ever had. And I did not try to guilt him. I just told him this is what we're doing, from our commissioner's comments to the question over here. And hey, it's not going to be me versus you, buddy. It's going to be me and our staff with you. And let him, go visit. There was no bag of cash. And just told him what we're going to do. And said a couple prayers and crossed my fingers, and he calls and says, I'm canceling my last visit to stay. And off we went. And then they started dominoing. And so pretty awesome. Proud of both of them. Looking forward to seeing them play.
Final question will come from still on the left side, Coach, third row.
Coach Luke Zalman, if you bring up the selflessness that you want to see within your team that they've already shown you, you come from a big family, you know what that means. How have you seen them show that so far, and the vulnerability that they bring to these meetings? How are you seeing that kind of play within selflessness as well as a team?
I said this earlier at some point. My observation through spring practice and then the transformation from spring to all the new guys through OTAs. As I walk around and see our guys teach, there is a selfless group now, accepting roles, and that starts with your staff, support staff, coaching and support staff. They have created. It's not they've all bought in. Johnny King's bought in. JQ's bought in, but it's because of the resources that Director Hill, our chancellor, have given me to put this thing together. I pinch myself every day because of the environment that staff has created. We have got some elite guys. This can't be a bus stop program. It can't staff and player. All right, and so they are master of what they do. They get it, and our team, and that's the unselfishness and accepting your role, is going to put us way ahead as we go push forward through August. Now, hey, it's fixing to get hot. It's fixing to get hard. You know, it's been a ball and no helmet, and it's been hot, but it's 30 minutes. And, you know, things are fixing to get cranked up here. You know, and we're going to push them to the edge of that cliff, and we're going to see. But that's why football's the greatest game on the planet, as our commissioner said today. I think he's got my notebook over there and stole some of my notes, because it teaches the best life lessons there you can get. The discipline piece of this, resiliency, life skills that they take that they're going to see from our staff that I'm just describing to you about how to be a great husband and how to be a great father. And you pay your rent on time and you get a parking pass. I mean, all of it, you know, because we want a locker room full of good men. You get a locker room full of good men and you get the behaviors right, the results will come. We're going to have a good football team. I don't know when, but it's gonna happen. And our coaching staff, I want to get this in here. Hey, we're approaching this with the portal. It's not all bad. We're going to approach this thing as this is not year 1, it's year 3. What does that mean? Our mindset is this is year 3. The guys that we brought in, it's not 56 freshmen. All right, we got a good nucleus coming back with those 52 guys. 2 of them are here. So let's have a year 3 mentality. And I think a good goal for us would be, let's have that last game of the season. Let's have that game. It's for something. What's that something? What is that something? I don't know. I think our last game's Tulane. I want that game I want it to be for something. That's what we want. You know, not be last. Get to a bowl for the championship, whatever it might be. That's what we're after to get done.
Coach, that's all the time. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Go Niners.